So Kelsey,
Hey!
welcome to The Voice.
Oh my God, thanks. Thanks, I'm so happy to be here. Oh, I'm the new girl. I love it. I love it. And I feel like now, by this point, I like, my nerves are gone. I kind of know the ropes. We have all of our vibes, and I just feel comfortable. I'm so happy to be here.
Kelsey is she's our fearless leader.
Oh,
She
man.
is.
Yes.
Are we calling her the leader?
No, I don't know about that. You don't want to follow me.
Oh, yeah.
And Adam, so good to see you back.
I'm back.
Are you loving being back? How does it feel to be back with your Voice family?
Better than ever.
It feels great to be back with my Voice family, and honestly, like, this is gonna get old today because it's gonna be the constant thread of all of our conversations. But I love these guys so much.
Oh,
wow. I know. Like I really do. It's kind of.
We love having Adam back.
You missed him, John? Have you
Yes.
missed Adam?
Well, he was there for my first season,
gonna say
and then
that.
we haven't been together as coaches since then. And he just came right back in like he never left, and he's been so great for the show.
You know, listen, we're just people, right? We're just ordinary people.
Ordinary people, you might say.
But no joke, the gig is so intense, and it is so intense, and it is scary because you're thrown out in front of a light. It's very scary, and you know that people are watching. You know that.
Are you talking about for us or for the artists?
For all of us, man. Okay. For the whole thing, the whole environment is intense, and so I think what happens is you do grow. There's a bond that grows,
For sure.
and you know what I mean. It starts to happen because of that intensity, and you're just kind of hanging on to each other, going through it, because it's what you said, Ad. It's like it is all happening in the moment. There's no editing.
Yeah.
It's like it is, you're living it, and so we didn't know each other. We met the night before. And
It's also like there's the new feeling that I remember from when I did it before, which is like when you always have to think of something to say. It's a muscle that you don't always have to work, because we sing, so it's different.
Yeah,
When you have to always think of something to say to people constantly all the time.
It's like we gotta have takes.
I did it for like 8 years, you know.
And then when I say with the blinds, I go to Michael, if I say the word tone one more time, turn my chair back around.
I
Turn it
literally
back around.
had tears because she would just look at me and she'd go, tone.
No.
Especially when somebody else has already spoken and you're like, well, they said all the stuff I was going to say too.
it's hard going last.
You know, it's hard to have original thoughts that sound meaningful and heartfelt.
Exactly.
Finding new things to say.
But you know, I think the key for all of us that we've all learned from doing this is really be in the moment and be honest in the moment. And I think if we lead with that truth and that presence and just being there in that moment, then it usually works out.
Yeah.
And Adam, why was now the right time to come back for you?
I don't know. It just kind of felt like enough time had passed, and I kind of just re-explored the idea of doing this again. And you know, I think in a weird way, just even having kids now, they can appreciate it because it's such a family show, and want them to see it and be a part of that at some point. You know, just to witness it, so that years from now, when I'm not cool anymore, they can remember that I once was cool.
You're still the cool dad right now.
I need to build up my cool dad cred now because it's going to be disappearing.
It will erode at some point.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten there yet.
You're still
My
good.
oldest is 8.
Shows and you're good.
My oldest is 8, so I'm like, the clock is, ticking. But at some point, I know I won't be cool, so I'm just trying to enjoy these.
What do you think
last
you've got, like
moments.
another 4 years?
Maybe 4 or 5 years.
I
As soon
heard
as there's a teen in the age.
Our first kids are the same age, so we have about the same amount of time.
So as a viewer, the one thing I love is the camaraderie and the banter between you guys, the judges, so it's easy.
No.
We're coaches.
We're coaches.
Excuse me,
how
dare
how
I-
dare
No, it's not that.
dare
It's
I-
committed the
God.
cardinal sin.
Thank God we're not judges, because 92% of the people that get up on stage are way better singers than me.
feel the same way.
I am in no place to ever
They're so
judge.
good. They're
So
so
good.
talented.
Oh my God.
And I think that when we joke about it, but there is a real difference between being a coach and a judge. And I really think that it's really key to why this show is so meaningful.
Yeah.
Is because one, we, the show that came before us that was very successful,
Which
that
one?
we kind of replaced
Which
as
one?
the leading competition
Which
show,
one?
Shall
which
remain
shall not be named.
nameless.
Like, part of its appeal was that it made fun of singers that came on the show, and part of the appeal of The Voice was that we did not, and that we were supportive of those artists, and we only gave them feedback that was there to help them become better artists. And I think people really love that about the show, and that's why we've been so successful. And we were around for 27 seasons.
That's also what I signed up for originally. That I remember that my first question to Mark Burnett back in the day was, "Hey, I'm not here to make anybody feel bad, so I'm not interested unless it's going to make people feel good, because it doesn't get us anywhere to make people feel badly about themselves. There's no constructiveness to that."
I wouldn't have done it.
So Kelsey, talking about the talent, how has the talent blown you away since you've been filming? Are you just amazed by how good? Because you get some good singers on this show.
Oh my gosh, we do. I think even from the blinds, even when our teams got full, you know, just being able to watch the sheer amount of talent, and it's across the board. It's every genre. It's every kind of artist is represented on this show, and I think that's really important. And then getting to know them through the process and being in rehearsals and getting, like, not just their voice but their story, why they sing, how they sing. That's the part. And then you're like heart tied to them, and then at the end of the day, you still have to like whittle it down and get to the lives. So it's a journey, and I'm still learning, but I'm very inspired.
It is a journey. Adam, who do you feel like you've got to watch out for out of these three? Who are you going to watch out for stealing from you?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like at this point, and we've already shot most of the season, so I can be pretty candid with who I'm afraid of and not afraid of. But the one thing I've learned from this show, and this is the boring answer, but like, you just don't know. Like, it's impossible. For a million times I've predicted this or I've thought that, and almost every time it winds up surprising you. So I don't know who to be afraid of. That's why I'm collectively afraid of all of them.
And honestly, we've already gotten to the place where we know who's going to the lives, and truthfully, and this is not just BS, everybody's got amazing artists going to the lives.
Totally.
People that I could see winning the show, and some of them are 4-chair turns, some of them are 1-chair turns, and you really never know going into the beginning of the season who's going to have that artist that's going to win. And sometimes that moment in the blinds where you think you've got the winner, like, people will surprise you. And I'm so impressed by the breadth of the talent that we have on the show.
And by the way, we've got to a point in our filming where, we chose who got to this point. And now the best part, in my opinion,
You get to hand
as
the
a viewer,
baton.
the greatest part is that now America gets to choose.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.